Yep. A very good afternoon to each and every one of you. Welcome again to our international podcast, Below the Belt, Who Vex Lose. Welcome, guys. We are so glad that you are here. I see that menu there, Siobhan McDonald, all the fancy things you're having, your chicken Alfredo, your passion fruit juice, your big custard, lucky, your bims. You know, we can beg you, you're wicked for that. Siobhan, you're wicked for that. You're wicked for that. Good to see you. Ravi Kemraj is here. Good to see you. Ravi, how did you guys spend this long weekend we've had? Oh, Father, I need another weekend like that just to overcome the last one. Beatrice Selby, we see you there. Good afternoon to each and every one of you folks. Whiskey Session, good to see you as well. And Roxanne Odessa Jacobs, welcome, guys. Good to have all of you folks. We're proud of our athletes from Crifter 49, folks. But the PPP, we're ashamed of them. They make me harmful. Avril Jacobs, how are you doing out there? Avril, how are you doing out there? Sharon Shepard, how are you doing? And Roxanne Odessa, Jennifer George, how are you? Hey, Jennifer. Hey. Jennifer says, hey, guys. Say, hey, Jennifer. Good to see you. Linda Thomas, good to see you, Linda. And thank you. Linda says she hoped I had an enjoyable Easter, and I hope you had one as well. Yep. Got some R&R. Rest and recuperation, guys, and that has worked out fine for me. Wendy Rowland, how are you doing, Wendy? And Andrew Cuthbert, Sherry uh, Baskin Greenwich. Sherry, how are you doing in Barbados? Good to see you. Happy you were here, Sherry. Wendy Rowland, and I see a lot of comments from one Facebook user. That's the name. I'm sorry, folks. Facebook users. Parents ran out of names, just left with Facebook user. Susan Kansas, good to see you, Susan. And Don Raymond, all you fantastic folks. Drop a comment. Let's see some of you guys. Mark Doris is here as well. Good to see you, Mark and Karen. Mark First performed very well at the Crypto Games. Is this your family? Let us know. Let us know. Family. Give a shout out to the family. Abiola Washington. Alex Boom is here. Boom. Yep. Loud and here, out and loud. Good to see you, Alex, and all the other guys. Andrew Cuthbert and Abiola Washington. I see Don is here. Don Raymond. Don, how are you, Don Raymond? Good to see you, Don. Guys, good to see each and every one of you. We're saying hello as well to Elizabeth Norine down there in Spartanburg, South Carolina, and Raymond Norine and Antonia Alicia, all the Narines. Good to see you guys. Ariane, Narine, and the Semple family too, down there in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Good to see you folks. Good to see Beatrice, who is always here, more than me, the host. Good to see Beatrice. Just take over the show. Just take over the podcast, Beatrice. Patricia Kisoon, good to see you. Good to see Abiola Washington, Dan Graves Zandy. Mark Beckles is here as well. Good to see you, Mark. Good to see you, Shirley. Juicy Tendry says, pace and power. How are we going to disagree with that, folks? How are we going to disagree with that? Good to have you guys here. We're fired up at this end, folks, and we are ready to go. We trust that you guys are as well. We want to see those emojis to match the amount of folks that are watching us. Hundreds of folks from our end, guys. Good to have you here. Good to have you here. Good. Yep. I see Dan Gravesandi. Dan, I hope you had a good weekend. How was it? Dan? How did you enjoy the last 4 days? Drop a comment. Let us know, folks. Come on now. Robert Pops Archer. Good to see you, Robert. Good to see you, Marta Harris. Good to see you, Marta. Good to see you, Wilma Grant. And is it Wilfred? Let me see. Wilfred, yes. Wilfred McCarty. Good to see you, Wilfred. And I see all. Stephen Collins is here as well. Good to see you, Stephen. All the other folks who are joining us, whether they're at home in Guyana, they're at home in Trinidad, you guys are at home in Barbados. Welcome to our international podcast, folks. Below the Belt, who vex lose. You always in the kite yesterday. Y'all could even fly kite. Some little pugly, I hope you know that. Nothing irregular with some of you. Can't buy a little water to save your life. This kite y'all can fly. Trench crappos and jagabats. Good afternoon to each and every one of you folks. And we're so happy that you guys are here. Yes, we are happy you guys have showed up. Suk Chan, Sudhari says, fired up. ready to go. Good to see you, Sukchan, and all the other folks who are joining us. Guys, we're happy you're here. You make the difference. I want you all to know that. You make the difference. Each and every one of you, y'all make the difference, as we're saying. You all make the difference. And guys, we couldn't ask for better viewership, better listenership than you fantastic, lovely, peace loving, good natured, uncontroversial folks. Couldn't ask for better viewing audience, better listening audience. Good to have you here, guys. Good to have you here. Wherever you're joining us from, wherever you are joining us from. So good to see you. So good to see you guys. And we are really glad that you're here. Glad that each and every one of you are here with us, guys. Good to see you, folks. How you all doing out there? Lots to share with you guys after a very long weekend. I'm hoping in all of that you guys got some chance to rest and to recuperate. I know some of you would have been out with family. Some of you guys did a little picnicking. How that going for you? How did it go? Yep, some of you even got a tan. I saw some lovely photographs coming out of the morning papers with stuff that's been happening. I saw Irfan also flying a kite. He's flying what looked like an eagle. A eagle. Yep, it more resembled the board on top of the monumento on Mandela Avenue there by the East Bank Extension, East Bank Access Road, whatever you want to call it. We got to name that road, you know. Does it have a name? Got to find somebody inspiring and name that road after them. Somebody inspiring. All right, maybe the Aubrey Norton Drive or David Granger Boulevard. Look, I guess some of you have X now. Y'all let the devil use y'all, you know. Aubrey Norton Drive, David Granger Boulevard, something along that line there. That is called East Bank Access Road. That sounds so blasé. Come on, folks, we got to up yourself. Pick up the pace. Pick up the pace, folks, in 2024. Pace and power. We got to pick up the pace a little bit. We got to pick up the pace a little bit. Right? But that being said, I see Article 13, this local lobby group, this local pressure group, they're saying that the Chancellor and Chief Justice ought to be appointed immediately, and it's up to Catfish to initiate the process. But we know how that's going to go. It's serving their purpose to get everybody acting. He acting and all. Install and acting. A whole host of acting people. Come on, folks. 17 years later, we can't install, we can appoint the substantive Chancellor and Chief Justice. Come on now. We're looking thin out here, all the way as a country. 17 years. We're looking thin. All right? I'm in the lot too. I put myself in the lot. We're looking thin. We're looking thin. And it's not a thing's bad. We call the bone and we job and got the show. We're looking thin. That's Article 13 they're asking, the Chancellor and Chief Justice. And it's the onus, they say, is on Catfish to initiate the process. The onus is upon him to initiate the process. He got to lead, you know. Come on. Earphone, you got to pick up the pace a little bit, man. Pick up the pace. All right? I know some burly people who are very agile and could move much faster than I say. Come on, we got to pick up the pace a little bit. So Article 13 is talking about that. Pick up the pace. Let's get these ladies appointed substantively, well qualified, eminently qualified. Right? I ain't think them boys gonna want to say they qualified now. I don't think that. Yeah. Because people is human beings at the end of it. I ain't think that's where they want to go. But we gotta pick up the pace a little bit. I see a letter here in the newspapers from Alfred. Is it Beulah or Bulai? He says the GPL is caught in an inefficiency trap. Well, say it again. Say it again. They're caught in an inefficiency trap. One of their own making, I might add. One of their own making. An inefficiency trap. Yep, that's what he's saying there. They're caught in an inefficiency trap. GPL is caught in an inefficiency trap. I support that. Very, very inefficient. And then your boy Ramson, we can talk some more about him. Ramson acknowledges APNU plus AFC should have been invited to Republic flag raising. Ramson acknowledges that APNU AFC should have been invited to the Republic flag raising. No, hindsight is always 2020. Hindsight is always 2020. Look, you out here embarrassing yourself. But might as well keep your mouth shut. Look how you out here embarrassing yourself. But again, hindsight always 2020. You look back and you know, right? It's the visionary leaders they see the thing before. Before. Ian Williams, good to see you. Earl Walcott, good to see you. Marcel Williams, good to see you. Chel Mulrain, good to see you. GT Starboy, good to see you as well. Smash the emoji button for us. Share the live stream, guys. Partner with us too. Partner with us. We can do more of these programs and continue to go from strength to strength. All right. Continue to go from strength to strength. We are so happy that you guys are here. And we've been talking in other news about Anand Gulsaran, the former Auditor General, highlighting the failed China-funded projects. The failed China-funded projects. Incidentally, them is big projects under the PPP. They failed, the projects failed. They just want to admit it. And part of what we were saying this morning on the morning program is that we got to accept that. We got to, even as PPP hardcore mainline supporter, mainstream supporters, you got to look and say, are these boys right? You tell everybody wrong and say, all don't right? Oh, you're going to say, I'm certain, right? Sherrod and company, they're up new AFC, they're parliamentarians. Yeah, all right. That's fair game. But Anand Gulsaran, eminently qualified. He said the Skeldon Sugar Factory, that behemoth, according to Raffle Trotman, never produced an ounce. Right? An ounce is profitable sugar. A kilowatt of energy. The promise they're going to supply a huge portion of Burberry's with power produced by Skeldon. Oh, we still waiting. And them boys, believe it or not, they got the belly. Right? Well, we know that they don't have the testicular fortitude. And they don't have the backbone. But them boys crawl back to Burberry's, making more promises, you know. Same set who failed sugar. They come promising our airport at Palmyra and stadium and all kinds of fancy things. And what you said you would deliver on in the past, you have not done that. So how you can come around with funny like that? So this, according to a former Auditor General, Anand Gulsaran, Skeldon failed. Big white elephant, sit down there doing nothing. Skeldon failed. GPL Infrastructure Development Project, again, initiated under the catfish regime, last iteration of the government, post 2015. How they looking for we? And then you got the e-network, the e-government project. The e-government project. My Lord. You know what's the e-government project? The fiber optic cable one. Ramatarson never install a meter of fiber optic cable, much more feet. They give you a whole project to install, high-tech fiber optic cable. All right, put the cable there. All right, boy. That's one thing to do. One thing they had to do. So several projects are outlined here in this article in today's Starbucks News, and I would say it is required reading, folks. Required reading. Good, that article there. All the projects, that's what the man point out. Projects got me looking 10. We looking 10. That's what got me looking. And in other news, folks, coming across our desk, picking up some comments issued by the chairman of the Public Accounts Committee, Mr. German Figuera. And he is contending that none of this government spending, because of all the shenanigans, will be examined before the upcoming elections. You know why? Because they're orchestrating cunningly and scheming not to have their accounts audited. Now, if they were a proper government, won't you want to say this is the money that was given to us? This was our budget, and this is how we exercise good stewardship. This is how we exercise good stewardship over what we have been given. No, no, no. Them boys coming down the book, right, in a high-tech safe. They don't want it to be examined, scrutinized. They don't want it to be rationalized. No, no, no. But then they can come and preach to you and me. Mm? They can come and preach to us about good governance. They can come and preach to us about democracy. They can come and preach to us about the rule of law. But the wicked, 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 wicked. Y'all see what happened with them athletes? Out of the character games? Well, let's name point out them by stay. Again, I want to say big congratulations to our athletes. They have done so well. They have done so well. Manners and respect to those athletes, guys. Manners and respect. They have done tremendously, tremendously well. Manners and respect. All right. Bernie Creation, manners and respect to them. Gladstone Matthews, manners and respect to each and every one of those athletes, guys. They have done amazing. They have done nothing short of amazing, folks. Respect and manners. I bow into them and I say and take a bow to the team. Some fantastic young persons have gone out there. And I'm going to call some of their names who partook in this fantastic game. 15. I'm counting 15. 13 rather. 14 athletes who participated on our country's behalf. At Carifta 49. At Carifta 49, you had Javon Roberts, who did well. You had Kaliza Smith, who did well. You had also Narissa McPherson, who did well. All right, Narissa McPherson did well. Atoya Harvey did exceptionally well. You had Wesley Tyndall. You had Adriel Austin, Trevon Hamer. You had Anisha Gibbons. You also had Gabrielle Lim. Right? You had Gabrielle, and you also had Hannah Reed, who was part of that team. Hannah Reed, and then you had Stephon Roach. You had also Shamar Horatio. And the final two would be Ezekiel Newton and Carice Lloyd. Fantastic team of young people. Indeed. But guys, the treatment, the treatment, we're coming to that. We're coming down. So you had all of these guys, 15 of them, 15, a team of 15. And I'm informed that they were accompanied by Sham Johnny and also Raymond Daw. They were they made up the team, the Carifta team, and whoever else was there. Fantastic young people, a great bunch of young people. And they did us proud, guys. You know, I think we can all take a bow as Guyanese because they have, the standard for the country flew high. And because of them, we got 2 gold medals. We got, let me make sure I get it right, 3 silver medals with a total tally of 5 medals at this Carifta Games. These Carifta Games that just concluded in Jamaica. They're in Jamaica. 5 medals, 2 of which are gold and 2 silver. 3 silver rather. 3 silver medals. And again, I really want to say respect and manners, because when you saw these guys in action, Oh, they were excellent. They were excellent. They trained hard and they got the result. And if the next team goes and uh, try to top this, we're gonna be in a good place. We're gonna be in a good place. And we're so happy. We're so happy for them. As a country, we're so happy, and we should have a grand reception when they come back, honoring them. A grand reception and procession, and they should have some tangibles too. You know, they do well, especially the high flyers like Atoya Harvey. They've done well. They made us proud, and we should reciprocate that. Right? We got aisle, so we got money. We the people with we aisle. I want you to know that we the people with we aisle. We got aisle and we got money. 5 medals later. Yep. We the people with we aisle, Kim Walker. Alia? We the people with we aisle. Right? I see Alia's there. We coming to Ramson. Hold on, Alia. Donald David, Roxanne Aaron, all of these guys, Javon Roberts, Khaleesi Smith, Larissa McPherson, Atoya Harvey, Wesley Tyndall, Adriel Austin, Trevon Hamer, Anisha Gibbons, Gabriel Lim, we got Hanaya Reed, Hannah Reed, Stefan Roach, we got Shamar Horatio, Ezekiel Newton, and Curice Lloyd. Fantastic work by the team. Respect and manners to each and every one of them. And so while that was happening and while that was wrapping up, Ingrid King, Maureen Coppin Williams, and Singh, we learned that this team who did so well, they were out of money to get some necessary COVID tests done. And in addition to that, they were out of food. They were out of food as well. And I just want to rehearse for your benefit some of what our publication, Credible Sources, our affiliate website, Credible Sources, put out on this matter, because they picked up on some comments that were made by attorney at law, Nigel Hughes, on this matter. And if you all know Nigel Hughes, you know that Mr. Hughes doesn't, jump on every bandwagon. He isn't commenting on every issue on social media. It's not too busy running a tremendously successful law firm for any of that. Much too busy running a very successful law firm for any of that. Hughes, Fields, and Stobies, that is. And according to this article by Credible Sources, and Credible Sources, again, our affiliate website can be had on crediblesourcesgy.com. If you want to find it, crediblesourcesgy.com. And again, based on what's happening here, this very brief article reads, Guyana's Crifter Games athletes shined in their events in Jamaica, now being staged after 2 years of COVID-19. Unfortunately, the euphoria from the glory of the games quickly faded as the athletes soon realized that they were out of money for food and needed COVID tests. Attorney at law Nigel Hughes, incensed by the development, stated on Facebook, our national team, which has done our oil-rich nation so proud, was left in the embarrassing position where they had no finances for COVID tests and meals for an extended day of their presence at the Crifter Games. Yep. So they had no money for food, nor for these COVID tests. They were, as you know, you're traveling, you got to do your COVID test, let people know you're bringing COVID in the country. Mr. Hughes said that having won 2 gold and 4 silver medals for Guyana, he says that they were left without any finances right? And up to this point, they still had events left in the day. According to Mr. Hughes, he stated that the law firm to which he's a senior partner, Hughes, Fields, and Stobie, is proud of their representation of all of Guyana, and the law firm did manage to raise the additional funds to allow the athletes to pay for COVID tests and eat before their departure tomorrow. He went on to say, finally, that surely, with all the newfound wealth, he says, surely we are capable of treating our national heroes with the dignity and respect they deserve for their sacrifices. Surely. So that's what Mr. Yu said on the matter, folks. Who's sharing the damn live stream? Who can smash that emoji button for us, guys? That's what Mr. Yu said on Facebook. Well, y'all know I'll buy Ramson run out. Y'all know the little boy run out. It's a little boy bicycle and got brakes. Well, he run out. He ran out. Well, I don't know if he did more harm than good. Because I'm going to go through some of what he said. And I don't know Isabella Butters and Gladstone Matthews and Singh, Donna Liverpool, Ingrid King. I don't know if he did more harm than good. Really and truly. When I look at it, I study what he wrote. I don't know if he did more harm than good. But why can't we treat people properly? That's what you want to know. Marlon Thomas, Whiskey Session, Gene Williams. Why we can't treat people properly? Stacy. Why we can't treat people properly? And again, I say, I think some of what he said here did more harm than good. Did more harm than good, people. Did more harm than good. That's the feeling we have. Some of what he said here. Because here's what he said. He says, I'm going to read it in its entirety. He says, a public post by Nigel Hughes. Paragraph 1. A public post by Nigel Hughes' Facebook page has been brought to my attention. The post at hand is one reflecting Hughes' dramatic attempt to gain cheap political points on the backs of young, talented athletes proudly representing Guyana at the Carafta Game, at the Carafta Games. The government of Guyana has been framed by Hughes as neglecting to provide payment for COVID-19 tests and meals for one day. Not satisfied with the now infamous sharing the corn post, Hughes went on to shamelessly paint the law firm to which he is connected as the athlete's saving grace. Right? Well, if he didn't save them, who saved them? If he didn't save them, and Hughes, Field, and Stobie, one of the premier law firms in this country. If he didn't save them and the law firm, who saved them? Right? And Mr. Hughes is not attached in some, flippant way. He's a senior partner there. Of course, the law firm bears the name Hughes for a reason. So this first paragraph here, if we were to unpack that, which talks about Mr. Hughes being a dramatic attempt. This is a dramatic attempt to gain cheap political points. Now, I don't know Mr. Hughes to be in any political party or is aspiring to that. And being dramatic, I don't know if this young boy, Ramson, is choose his words carefully. Clearly not. Mr. Hughes and dramatic, I don't think go in the same word. You might call me dramatic. I will give you that. Call me dramatic. I would say that's par for the course, right? If you're calling me dramatic, I say, present. But Mr. Nigel Hughes is dramatic. That's something else. Because again, Mr. Hughes is not on social media every day just commenting on stuff for the sake of commenting on stuff. I think Mr. Hughes and no drama Obama goes hand in hand, right? I think Mr. Hughes and no drama Obama goes hand in hand. I don't know if there's any drama, right, about this guy. Cool, calm, and collective. Maybe dramatic in the court setting, if anything. But then Ramson goes on. The young boy Ramson, he goes on. He said, if Hughes and anyone in his band of mischievous acolytes present were really well meaning, as he seeks to suggest, he would have inquired if the government of Guyana knew about the issue and whether the government refused to assist. He said President Irfan Ali led government, big lie. Irfan Ali led government. If it, man, let me call it thing what it is. It's a puppet presidency. Tell me the Jack Dio led regime, right? I can say, all right, good, let me go down the road. But this Irfan Ali led government is bullshit, right? Just let me put it in there one time, right? It's bullshit. Good. He says the Irfan Ali-led government of Guyana has been the most generous, accessible, and active government in Guyana's history. So I ain't think you're taking what happened to Jack Joe 10 years, 12 years, my brother. Huh? It's the most generous, accessible, and active, right? I see a lot of people coming after Jack Joe of recent. So whatever happening inside there, I see there's this push to somehow elevate Irfan. Well, y'all know that's a big push. Y'all got, yeah, it's a big push. Hope y'all got the muscles with. It's a big push to elevate Irfan as some visionary leader. Give us a break. As a matter of fact, give us a lot of breaks. Right? So it's the most generous, accessible, and active government in Guyana's history. So it ought to be without saying that having already provided $3 million to support the athletes for the Carifta payment, hold on, $3 million, let me get it right, to support the athletes for the Carifta payment for COVID tests and meals for a day would never be refused by the government. Number one, in the second paragraph, I said it raises more questions than answers. He says here, Hughes would have to inquire if the government knew about the issue. So I'm taking that to mean they didn't know the team had a problem. What kind of team, y'all, we send overseas to as we standard bearers, as we flag bearers, and we don't know what's happening with them? I mean, I think they invent the telephone. I think they went far enough to invent WhatsApp and all of these different, Skype and so on. Right? So when you say Hughes need to ask whether the government knew, again, what kind of people we send overseas and we just lose them? The government is not in touch with national athletes representing us nationally on the regional stage. Actually, this post by Ramson did more harm than good because it was posted, let me see how many hours ago. It was posted 13 hours ago. And there's been no clarification to this. And I'm saying that for a reason. This has been posted 13 hours ago. Maybe Ramson walk into Jamaica to find out this thing for himself. Because I told you guys, it is more questions than answers. Right? So he's suggesting in the first paragraph is that Nigel Hughes is dramatic. Second paragraph, Mr. Nigel Hughes needed to ask whether the government knew that the athletes were out of food and water and money for COVID tests. Thirdly, Ramson says, further, if Hughes and his band of mischievous acolytes, right, were really well meaning, as he seeks to suggest, they would have assisted without seeking public approbation, let alone write a self serving Facebook post about the nominal assistance he intends to provide. Now, this $3 million that was given is not PVP money, it's not air fund money, it's not Jack Dew money. Have you ever seen them giving anybody their personal money? Right? This is the state's money, right? It's the state's money. In contrast, the money that is being provided by Hughes Fields and Stobies to the athletes, this is personal and privately raised money. So there's a difference. When you give $3 million, and it's not 300 million, right? $3 million can't be put on a proper bridge by your house. Don't come wrong with funny, Ramson. When you give $3 million, it's not your personal money you're giving, it's money on behalf of the state. So to equate $3 million of the government giving with what Hughes Field and Stobie would have raised, right? It's chalk to cheese. It's not your personal money. When you take $3 million of the government money and the people's money and you give the athletes, you don't feel it. You're not going to feel that. But when I got to go in my pocket to make sure the athletes, eat and have the COVID test, it's something different. It's something different. So I said this post here raised more questions than answers. It gets worse. It gets worse. He says, for the records, this is the little boy Ramson. For the record, at the time of Hughes' post, the Athletic Association never communicated the issue to the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sports or the Director of Sports of the National Sports Commission. Now, if y'all got some breakdown in communication with y'all there, y'all leadership is so poor that you as minister, you're not in touch with the Carifta team. The ministry is not in touch with the team. The director of sports not in touch with the team. Whose problem is that? Whose problem is that? I am certain when the problem arose, the first thing on everybody's mind is not called Nigel Hughes. And if that was the first thing on their minds, y'all in problems. Hughes is minister of sports and like he's head of state too. If that's the first thing on the team mind when we run out of water, little food and COVID tests, what would Nigel Hughes do? y'all in problems, my brother. Y'all in problems there. So this sports team, because I've never linked Nigel Hughes in any major way with the sports fraternity in this country. I've never linked him. I don't know if he's a coach somewhere, if he's part of some club, if he sponsors a club somewhere, if he got skin in this game, and how and when or why. Right? All of us dabble in little sports. We kick little football, we bounce little ball, but that doesn't say we involve in any meaningful way. So I don't think the first thing on the minds of the people who went along with the team and the sportsmen and women who went and performed their hearts out there, when they got into a problem is, oh my Lord, where's Nigel Hughes in all of this? Right? If anybody could help us, Nigel Hughes will help us. If that was the first thought, folks, y'all out the government already. I want y'all know that. I want y'all know that. So to say that at the time of Hughes' post, the Athletics Association never communicated the issue to the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, nor the National Sports Commission is an indictment on both of y'all. It's an indictment on both of y'all. So don't come wrong with funny. Right? Don't come wrong with funny and talking about how if Hughes Fields and Stobie meant well, they would have done what they've done quietly. How many things were supposed to be well-meaning with a little boy like Charles Ramson, who always got a camera following, a whole film crew, always following him around the place. Soon as he stretch, he take out a photograph. Soon as he sneeze, he take out a photograph. He bend down for tie lace, he take out a photograph. Who is he to talk about who must do things quietly and who mustn't do things quietly. So if you're well-meaning, you don't talk about it. Huh? If you're well-meaning, well, the government got to fire the whole of Gina, fire the whole of NCN, fire the whole of DPI. Because of course y'all well-meaning. Of course. Of course y'all are well-meaning. So that is another, again, the whole post raises more questions than answer, because he has not, in all this post he talking, believe it or not, he has not, you're coming after you as being public, but he has not denied, in this whole long dissertation of a post, he has not denied that the athletes were out of food. He has not denied that the athletes needed money for the COVID test. In all that I've read, he didn't talk about that yet, he has not denied that. He said that at the time of Hughes' post, he know what time Hughes got the information, what time Hughes made the post. The Athletics Association, why is there such a what you call that? A disjointedness. I don't know if that's the right word, but that's what comes into mind. Between the Sports Commission, the Athletics Association, the Director of Sports, and the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture. At a time like this, when you have athletes who are overseas representing we. And if the Athletics Association don't send nothing, there's nobody from the ministry who's assigned to give periodic reports of what is happening. You're telling me we only know who winning because of what's being published via Sportsmax or somebody else? That's how we know what's happening here. And folks, hold on for the bullshit. They're gonna hit you just now. Hold on for the bullshit. It's gonna hit you. Now, so he talked there about, Hughes, Fields, and S2.E seeking public approbation, right? And the Athletics Association not having communicated what was happening with the athletes to the government, right? Because you know how helpful they are. You know how quick on the feet they are. He said, I have therefore asked the Director of Sports to verify the content of the post. But that's the role of the Director of Sports. That's the role. Right? Take this post and you go verify. Well, how much of these posts they don't verify? I wonder. They don't come back and say nothing though. Right? He said, for the record, I have therefore asked the Director of Sports to verify the content of the post. Nigel Wright, give y'all some work for do. God knows y'all need some work for do. Pick up the pace, fellas. Verify the post so that the government of Guyana can provide any support required by our young, talented athletes. So this is how things are done. This government, right? Yes, again, this is the white line they draw around the problem, right? You got to go and verify to fix problem. You got a chain of communication. You got a line of communication to the Athletics Association on your own. So if Nigel Hughes didn't write nothing, would have been nothing to verify, and y'all would have not used the onus upon y'all, seeing what is happening there in Jamaica, what our young people are doing there, and being in contact with them, right? But you can come after Mr. Hughes because he busts up y'all bag. And when people really think it's the government behind the athletes, it's not really y'all. Because clearly y'all ain't got no contact with them there in Trinidad. It's every man for himself. Right? He has instructed, he has directed the director. He has directed the director to verify the posts, the content. Well, if 40 people write posts on Facebook every day, if 500, the director of sports, they're full, His share posts, he verifying. He ain't doing nothing according to his job description. He just verifying posts whole day. So he's asked the director of sports to verify. But here it comes next. He says, our young, talented athletes have no interest in the public drama and toxicity emanating from youth sports. They tell you that? How you know that you're not even in contact with them? So how he knows that? How he knows the young athletes have no interest in the public drama and toxicity? Yeah. Right? He got me calling the word wrong because he wrote the word wrong here. Toxicity emanating from you is post. How he know that? He didn't even know they're hungry. He didn't even know they don't have money for COVID tests. How did he know they're not interested? He making allegations now. He has not been in contact with them. He has admitted that in his post. Right? The ministry has not been in contact with them. The director of sports has not been in contact with them. How he know the talent athletes got no interest? Right? He making a lot of assumptions here. He assumed they were doing well too in Jamaica, and unless Nigel Hughes didn't point out that they're hungry and they got money for COVID tests, we would not have known. Mind you, up to now, and in the final paragraph, up to now, he has not denied that they were out of money. Right? He said he directed the sports director to find out whether the post is true. But he says here now in the final paragraph, he knows the athletes have no interest in public drama. Right? If I hungry and I got needs, I might be inclined to a little public drama to get some assistance. I don't know about you, but I ain't going to my grave hungry and quiet. I can make some nice. Before I go down. So he says they have no interest in this public drama and toxicity emanating from Hughes' post on the simple issue of payment. How that can be a simple issue like a food? How it could be a simple issue and I'm out of food and I'm in a foreign country? And a basic requirement for exit and entry is a COVID test, and I don't have that. And that's a simple issue. Don't even go to the COVID test. Food. I don't have food. I got 24 hours. That's a simple issue. But me, one of the burning issues, I could imagine with all them people in this country hungry because of the state of the economy, because of how things. You got some simple issues. You got a simple issue. It's the food for me. You got a simple issue. Oh, y'all hungry? You don't have food? It's a simple issue, man. Simple. Simple issue. Right? Simple issue of paying for COVID tests and meals for a day. That's a simple issue. Hunger is a state of mind. Oh, you are fretting yourself, but no. It's a simple issue. Right? He said their only immediate interest, as it should be, is to perform, but you don't even know. Their immediate interest is to eat. How Charles think people is going to run? You just wake up in the morning and run on the track. Their immediate interest is to run. Where do I find this minister from, man? You understand why Jagdio Pelty tell not close, anyway close to Island Gas? You understand that? Why he know we're close to Island Gas? He said their immediate interest, he just hear these athletes hungry, and he tell you, y'all go run, that's your immediate interest. Don't worry about food. Food is a simple issue. Your immediate interest is running, throwing your javelin, you discuss, jumping. Their immediate interest, final paragraph, on sale, should be to perform their best on a hungry belly. Perform their best at the gates and come home hungry, come home safely, say. Come home safely. The government of Ghana remains committed to realizing their objectives. Hey, boy. You know, there's another part of the post. I think I might have missed it. Right? There's another part of the post. Yeah, I missed it. He said, listen to this. This is the 30 last paragraph. In addition to what he says, but the Athletics Association not informing the Ministry of Culture and the director and all this hierarchy. Right? Hear madness here now. Hear madness here. Hear madness. What is strange? This is Charles. Right? Batty Lion. This is Charles. He said, what is strange is that the media personnel covering the games did not know of the issue, but Hughes was able to make a Facebook post about it. I mean, like, what I got to do with anything? The media personnel, he sleep with the athletes? He or she? Does the yardstick? So because the media personnel didn't know. This thing happened. I still want to know what is the line of communication when our athletes are overseas between the athletes and the sports commission, for instance, and the minister. There are no what, you know, 12-hour reports. There are no. I mean, how does it happen? He said the reporter covering the thing didn't know. So again, that makes it null and void. If the reporter covering you guys over there in Jamaica don't know you're hungry, you can't be hungry. Right? Because your immediate concern is throwing discus, throwing javelin, running. Right? This simple thing like food. If the reporter don't know, right? If the reporter don't know, then it can't be true. You know where to get these people from, you know? Oh, Jesus. Forbes Burnham, Chelly Jagan, Hugh Desmond Height must be somersaulting in the graves. When they see this thing, this jumbie board they got on this thing here, and they see some of these jumbie ministers in this government, they must be rolling in the grave and say, boys, sorry. Right? Sorry. And this is what passing in this country for leadership. Mind you, I finished the post. Y'all hear any place he said Nigel Hughes was wrong? Right? And he had 13 hours since he made this post to come back and say, we have verified that indeed they were not, or it was a lie. They were not out of money. They were not out of 13 hours. He didn't come back, you know. One dissertation for post. A flamboyant post. He didn't come back yet. For disprove. Right? You know, if Charles were a little quieter, shut up a little bit and think before you make a post, maybe he could be a great lawyer like Nigel Hughes. Right? But he get it in his own way. That's why he can stick up by sports till this government come out of power. Just now. That's why the pitchy by post, because he's so smart. Right? He's so smart. He went away and do a whole master's in island gas. Right? The island gas for the kitchenette. The sports ministry. Go and try and fix that. Right? Big Ego Charles by Little Ministry. Try with that. This post here, again, it raises more questions than answers. So we getting what happening with we sports team. That's the role of the media personnel. That's the link between the media personnel and the government. The media personnel and the public. That's the dual role. The media personnel is government's liaison on the sports team. I don't know how it works. Clearly, there was a breakdown. This same person who depending on them for information because they haven't come back 13 hours later to say Nigel Hughes was wrong. They haven't come back yet 13 hours later. So I don't know if Charles walked into Jamaica or what happened here. Or maybe they got dial up, you know. Or it's back in the days when you had to wait for the operator to push through a call and then call you home and say, you know, what have you? I don't know. I don't know what is the procedure. But this world gone digital and Charles them still analog. Still analog. And that is why they didn't know the corrupted team without money, without food. And then you're coming to try to distract from your shortcomings. Right. Well, you and Darmlal is friends, so y'all understand. Y'all know about shortcomings acutely. And y'all exposing y'all shortcomings every day, and then y'all vex when people talking. You can't vex. Just get it right. Get it right. Don't vex. Get it right. Get it right. Whole host of idiocy. Father of mercy. Father of mercy. Good to see you, Cecile Ogle. All right. Cecile wants to know why we read Charles' post. Because we want people to know the things we talk in here is facts. They don't impress us. I mean, this is the articulation of a whole minister. There's a whole minister right here. Who went to Queen's College? A lot of people went to Queens, but Queens didn't go to them. Queens didn't go to them at all. That being said, good to see Jason McDonald here. Good to see Maureen Coppin here. Good to see Seymour George here. Good to see Auntie Sandra. I see all the Sandras out today. Sandra Holder, Gary Greenwich is out. Good to see George Seymour George, Redmond Alexis. Good to see you. And Alexis, right? The sick. I said the sick people, they say bad up, he come for bad up. You should come back and tell us what transpired. Right? Let's say Nigel Hughes made an allegation. You have set the director of sports on a errand to verify. Like in 13 hours, Ian verify it. You got a communication problem down there. You got a communication problem down there, certainly. 13 hours later, you send a man to verify. You don't come back for say whether he has verified the veracity of Nigel Hughes' statement is accurate, it's preposterous, what have you. 13 hours later. Don't come wrong with funny. Again, kudos to all our athletes of Carifta 49. Fantastic work by our Guyanese athletes. Fantastic work. Folks, share the broadcast. Share the damn live stream that folks get valid and credible information. And thanks for showing up, guys. We're going to see you guys back this evening in the ring. Deborah Clark, we see you. Share the live stream. Andrew Cuthbert is spot on. PPPC. Must go. Oswald Smith, good to see you. Candace. Edmore, good to see you. Guys, share the live stream. Smash the emoji button. Partner with us so we can do more of these programs. You guys know we're available via Cash App. We're available via Zelle. We're available via MoneyGram and Western Union, guys. We're also available via, what did I miss? MMG. Partner with us. Pace and power. We want to do more of these programs for you. Credible and valid information. All the way uncensored, folks. All the way unscripted. All the way. Good to have each and every one of you guys here with us. Dora David and Andrew Cuthbert, Maureen Coppin Williams, Deborah Clark, Dora David. Good to see you, Lloyd Batson. Good to see each and every one of you, like Bella Mona and Paulette Hawkins. Ian Williams, good to see you. Pace and power. And big thank you also to Hughes Fields and Stobie, Hughes Fields and Stobie for stepping in there and helping our athletes out. Who vex lose? Get it right. Just get it right. We won't hear anything else. Pace and power. Smash the emoji button, guys. Share the damn live stream. Partner with us. See you guys right back here at 8 this evening. In the ring, folks. Thanks for joining our international podcast. Below the belt. Who vex loses your face. It's never your own. Thanks for joining us. Stay safe, guys. Stay safe.